Hey team, JD here. I want to tell you about January 28th. We've got a fun Sunday coming up called Encouragement Sunday. So there's a way for you to participate, and I would love for you to join in this. So, what's Encouragement Sunday? This is stemming from the mandate that we have as a church to spur one another on towards love and good deeds. That's how Hebrews puts it. The author of Hebrews puts it. And basically, the church is encouraged to have spaces where we pause and encourage one another. And there's no better way to do that than just share stories of how we've been blessed by each other or how we've seen each other live out our mission of loving our neighbors in the way of Jesus. And we do this in a number of different ways, in sort of the regular ways of you all serving on teams and jumping into the vehicles and the ways that we have for you to fulfill our mission, but also just in your neighborhood. And you guys get to see that in each other's lives. But what we don't often do is pause to acknowledge the ways that God is working through each other as a way of encouraging one another. That's what we're trying to do. So the staff is certainly going to come with some of those stories and some of those encouragements, but we want you to participate and encourage one another on the 28th as well. So here's how you can do that. If something comes to mind or someone comes to mind or a story comes to mind where you have been blessed by someone at North City, or you've seen someone bless someone else or live out our mission in a way that you want to acknowledge and encourage, let's speak that forth. Let's tell that story. Let's acknowledge that person, and let's do that together and celebrate what God's doing through that person's life. That's the big idea. And here's how you can do that. So let me just give you an example. So I've shared this before, but at the end of our summertime, one of our community members, Cody, I'll call him out, came up to me and he's like, "Hey man, those carts are looking pretty shabby." And he was talking about our chair cart from the summer, and it was just beat up, like it was about to fall apart. He's like, "I can weld that if you want me to." I was like, "Really? You can weld that?" And so he brought his gift and skill of welding to a really unique problem we had, a challenge we had. It was just a cart, but those carts are crucial for what we do in the summer. And so I dropped the cart off at his house one week, picked it up the next, and the cart came back like super strong, stronger than how we bought it. He did an amazing job welding that and another music stand. And so I just deeply appreciated him offering that really unique gift to our mission in a way that we would never have like raised our hand and say, "Hey, anybody, here's a team member slot for this, that we have a welder." No, it's just him seeing a need, filling a need, and blessing our community in that way. So appreciate you, Cody, for doing that. And I appreciate that part of our community. What I did just right there is what we're asking for. If you notice something someone else is doing or have been blessed by that, we want to hear those stories. So there's three ways that you can do what I just did there. One is prepare and be ready to share a brief story like that on the 28th in front of everybody. Come ready to celebrate someone in our community for something you saw them do in person. And if you feel comfortable on the mic sharing with the open with people, and you feel comfortable sharing that story, then let's get ready to do it. But let me know if you plan to do that, because it's not going to be totally open mic style. I would love to know if you're going to tell a story in advance. So tell me by the 26th if you're going to do that. Second way to participate is maybe the mic is intimidating you. You don't want to share the story or do that kind of public speaking space. So write it out, and write it out in such a way that someone could read that on your behalf. And both times as you do this, if you feel it's most appropriate to keep that person anonymous or something like that, and you could just say, "You know who you are," or "This person did this and it really blessed me," you can do that too. Number three would be just write a note of encouragement to someone and keep it private. Give it to them and encourage them with that story and say, "Hey, I saw you do this and that was really amazing." So you have those three options. Come ready to share that story just real briefly, like I did, like 2 minutes tops. Write out the story that someone could read there publicly if you don't want to read it or be on the mic. Number three would be write out that story, or write just a brief note to that person and give that to them. And if you're watching this late and you're like, "Oh yeah, Encouragement Sunday, shoot, that's like tomorrow." Don't worry, we're going to try to create space on that Sunday as well for you to capture some of those encouragements and pass those along to the people who you want to encourage. So that's the breakdown. That's what we're doing. I would love to hear from you by the 26th of January if you're going to tell a story or you want a story to be told, or submit a story so that I can just time things out appropriately. This is really important for us to do, to pause and encourage one another. So hopefully this will be a boost of encouragement for our community. Thanks for watching this.